Since he was 15 years old, KSI has been on our screens, and his unstoppable rise to fame continues to reach new heights. He's conquered all that stands before him and has now built a global empire that every millennial brand in the world wants a piece of. So in this video, we're going to look at why KSI is now YouTube's biggest superstar and where it all started. This is the empire that KSI built. Before his main channel was created, KSI had a YouTube channel called G-Day Jr. The channel was created on the 24th of April 2008. And in the very first upload to the channel, we got to hear a 15-year-old KSI's voice for the very first time.
The reason why radio telescopes are so big are because the size of the radio telescope determines the amount of radiation.
The other uploads to the channel consisted of FIFA highlight videos, and this would become a regular feature for him in the coming years. We did also see his early interest in music as he uploaded a few rap songs. The channel didn't last that long, and just under a year later, the final video was posted. 2 months later, on the 24th of July 2009, the channel KSI Olajide BT was created. It would later be shortened to just KSI. At the start, the videos were mainly FIFA highlights with no voiceover whatsoever. But gradually over time, KSI would gain the confidence to include commentary. It wasn't actually until 2 years later, on the 8th of June 2011, in a video called Skills vs Long Shots, which is better, that we saw the first glimpses of the KSI that was to come.
Which is better? You know what I think? I think the best goals have got to be sweaty goals! Yeah, double pass back for the win! Back post headers, yeah! Get your sweatbands ready and get your tits out! But seriously, which goal is better? Long shots or skills?
While this crazy random comedy wasn't in keeping with his usual style, the comments underneath the video showed that his viewers loved it, and this would spur him on to create more videos in a similar fashion. KSI had found his style here. From the big red text that became the brand stamp for his videos to his random comedy sketches, he definitely had something far different to the rest in this field, and as a result was quickly building a young British audience. The uploads continued, and a second channel was created in 2011 called KSI Olajide BT HD. Here he would upload gaming adventures away from FIFA. The videos usually involved his brother Deji. Their charming back and forth and over-the-top reactions once again strengthened KSI's watchability.
They're just looking at you.
Alongside this, his main channel was continuing to grow, and by the end of 2012, he'd hit 1 million subscribers. While KSI doesn't upload this sort of content anymore, it's definitely worth saying that he was actually very creative in his videos and edits, and definitely doesn't get the credit that he deserves for this. His comedy sketches were absolutely hilarious, and during a 2 or 3 year period, he was by far one of the most entertaining creators on YouTube. Now, when you consider who the greatest YouTubers of all time would be, I don't think KSI is near the top of many people's lists, but if you do go back and watch his older content, purely from an entertainment perspective, he was actually incredible and would definitely make people reconsider where he polls on their list of the greatest YouTubers of all time. In late 2013, a gaming group named the Ultimate Sidemen was created. The original members were KSI, Mini Minter, Zerka, Toby Jizzle and Bazinga. The group's name would later be shortened to Sidemen, and 2 more members would be added in Vicstar and Rotashore. The group originally started recording gameplays together and challenges that would be uploaded to their respective YouTube channels. Gradually, the content moved away from this, and a huge moment in the history of the Sidemen occurred in 2017. Their popularity rapidly increased. They took hold of one of YouTube's emerging trends, and that was diss tracks. On the 3rd of August 2017, KSI tweeted that he'd be leaving the Sidemen, citing conflicts with fellow member Ethan Payne. Shortly thereafter, the group released a number of diss tracks on each other. Now, whether the beef between them was fabricated or not is always hotly debated, but the diss tracks between the group combined gained well over 250 million views, which in turn led to a popularity boost for all. Since then, the group have gone from strength to strength. 20% of all views in the UK last year were on Sidemen videos. They racked up close to 600 million views on just their main channel. And on top of that, their merchandise company, Sidemen Clothing Limited, are absolutely smashing it and showing big figures, which is something I've pointed out in a previous video about their wealth. So while KSI has his own channels that boast close to 30 million subscribers combined, alongside all of that, he has the machine that is the Sidemen to add to his list of YouTube real estate. So without a shadow of a doubt, he's truly built an empire on YouTube and a loyal army of followers that shows no signs of slowing down. While the YouTube boxing trend has been short, it's been hugely successful, and KSI has been the man to take that to a whole new level. While nearly all YouTubers have often struggled to command respect from the traditional mainstream media, KSI has pretty much bridged that gap and brought the two together, and that is something that no other YouTuber before him has managed. KSI has now opened up a whole new avenue for professional sports to tap into YouTube. He's shown broadcasters and sporting brands the true power of what YouTube influencers can bring to the table. There's no doubt that other sporting organisations will be looking at this growing trend, and they'll also attempt to invest and embrace YouTube culture when it comes to reaching out to the Gen Z market. But without a shadow of a doubt, this is all as a result of KSI and the power that he and his audience bring to the table. YouTube right now will be looking at KSI as the most valuable asset on the platform. Quite literally, he's done more to raise the profile of the site in mainstream media over the last 6 months than any other creator has done in the whole history of YouTube. While this part of KSI's empire is still being built, there's no doubt that music is the next stage in his development. He's been releasing music for 5 years now and working hard at making a name for himself in the industry. And the reality is that it is now starting to pay off, and the days of making YouTube diss tracks are long behind him. He's pushed things up a level considerably over the last year, and 2 days after his victory over Logan Paul, he was already on a film set with American hip-hop legend Rick Ross to shoot the video for his song Down Like That. The song would become his first ever top 10 single in the UK and briefly reached #1 in the iTunes charts. Shortly after, he then released his next single titled Wake Up Call in January of this year, and the song charted at number 11 on the UK singles charts. The progression in his music is there for everyone to see, and whether KSI has the longevity to truly become a respected musician around the world remains to be seen. I for one am excited to see where this part of his career leads to, so let's watch this space. KSI's continued success on YouTube is a rarity. His ability to always adapt is a huge part of the formula that's led to his success, from gaming to comedy sketches to acting, boxing, music. What he's achieved by branching out to so many different fields successfully is relatively unmatched on YouTube. The evolution that he's had from a shy, introverted kid to one of the most successful internet celebrities of all time is an amazing example for many aspiring creators on the platform. So to conclude, I think after his recent boxing exploits, KSI has probably done more than any other creator in terms of taking the platform beyond the walls of the site, and his fame is definitely no longer contained just within the YouTube bubble, and there are not many creators who can boast that achievement. And this is what truly makes KSI, at this moment in time, the biggest superstar on YouTube. He has the second biggest Reddit of any YouTuber, a large property portfolio, several companies under his belt, and has worked with some of the biggest brands in the world. He has truly built an empire across so many different platforms, and his story is one of the great successes to come out of YouTube. Thanks very much for watching, and please don't subscribe because I probably won't make one of these videos again.